Well, hey there. Long time no see. Welcome back to my world, guys. This is Boomer. I've missed y'all. I've missed being able to sit down and record Slimefun videos and tutorials and let you know what's going on. Just to give you an idea, I'm not even at home. I'm on the road this week. I don't have my microphone with me. This is the first time I even booted up OBS in like 8 months. So I apologize for the long delay. I've been on the road tremendously. Work has kept me insanely busy. Projects around the house, time with my family. And I was sitting here and I finally decided, you know what? I really want to do a video again just to give you guys some updates of what's going on here. I'll give you a little bit about Slime Fun itself. There's not much I can reveal, but I will tell you what I can. But for now, I just realized I've had this server running for like 3 years now. And it does not feel like yesterday when I cleared all this out. It's been a while. Let's turn on the flight. I want to kind of just take you through here a little bit and realize that, this was crazy. This is by far the most aggressive big project I think I've ever done. And it started simply, whoops, I'm going the wrong direction. It started simply with clearing out a Guardian Temple and making the Guardian farm because I love Prismarine for some stupid reason. And this was the original base. It ended right below my feet, right where you see that line of stone variants around the circle. That was the floor. That was as far as it went. And then I started clearing out water. We cleared out a 256 block radius of water. And then we started finding ways to extend this crazy thing down. Then this got developed, right? And then at floor. And then we went even further and made this thing that the more I've played with it, the more I don't like it, but that's way down the road. And one of the things that I've always never been afraid of doing is trashing something and starting over. And so I have no problem if I do get around to it and decide of clearing out this section and rebuilding it. But I do want to kind of take you on an update to where we're at. Now, if you were previously watching the series, you're going to see some severe updates as soon as we get around this corner. And so I want to forewarn you, the base has undergone a ton of change. In an episode I did, I talked about having 40,000 Slimefun blocks on the server. I'm down to 25,000. Coming around this corner, there was a wall. Yeah, I still haven't even cleared all my spawners out yet. There was a wall of over 2,000 EMC tech materializers here that got combined down to roughly 200 mob sim chambers from Infinity Expansion 2. And how did I do that? Well, I simply made stacks of 64 mob data cards. And I realized that all of you just said, holy cow, what the heck did you just do? Yeah, it's capable on Infinity Expansion 2. We're not going to talk about it in this video. That'll be a separate tutorial that'll come later. I'm just want to show you what we've updated. So all of that is gone. This part of the farm, these two sets, the first two rows and the second two rows are two different networks, and they're both designed to make supreme cores of whichever. So core of life, and then core of nature. And then this row of Stoneworks factories is for core of block. And then this is for this is for core of death. Nope, I'm sorry. This is for core of death. This one is part of the core of block. So the Stoneworks and the tech gens. All of these tech gens are level 9 berserk robots and level 9 cloner, right? The mucky mutant, those are the cloners. All of those are all level 9 stacks. And what's missing over here is about another 2,500 EMC tech generators combined down to level 5 materializers. We'll talk more about how we've done that in a little bit. Now, I do want to just kind of compare something here. This farm is designed to produce level 9 berserk mutant golems, okay? This produces one every 60 seconds. So let's take a look at the scope of the size of the farm. It's not all that big, but it's exactly what you need because it has a 100% success rate. So every time two come together, they make the next one. I've been working on a cloner farm to do the exact same thing. This is 72% done. Why the difference? Because the Berserks have a 100% success rate every time, whereas the cloners only have an 80% success rate. So with each level, you need 20% more tech mutation chambers. So by the time you're done, it's 280% more machines. You would think that, right? But it's actually 20% on 20% on 20% for each level. So instead of that small little thing, add about another 500-600 machines at least, probably a little bit more. But this produces a level 9 cloner, the lucky ones, the lucky mutant ones. On average, 2 are produced every 3 minutes. So it's not too bad. Right now, I don't know what's in here. I just emptied out like 3 stacks of these. Okay, so 21's not bad. It's a good starting point. So the goal here now has become produce the most amount of resources. Who cares how much it costs to do it? In other words, I want the fastest machine regardless of cost. My previous approach was the fastest machine with the best cost. Now it's the fastest machine, and I don't care what it costs. I have so many resources, it's sickening. Just to give you an example, level 9 Berserk Mutant the robots, this is less than half of what I used to have. At one point, there was over 26,000 in this little storage unit. But I built a lot of tech gens, which we're going to go show you here in a second. So if you remember, this whole area in here was a cluster. It was disorganized. They were all over the board. You can see just how many tech gens I've actually built. So if I remember correctly, this is 15 wide. They're 14 high, rows of 2. So do the math, 15 by 14 by 2. Nope, I'm sorry, 15 by 28 by 2. Sorry. 15 by 28 by 2. So 840 plus 840, so 1,680 tech gens. Each has 64 level 9 Berserk. So you can see, you do the math, I pulled 12,000 alone just for these 2 columns. The goal is to get all these levels 4, 5, and 6 replaced with level 9s. Right now, about 35% are. So you can see there's coal, all the resources, right? Emerald, diamond, netherite, gold over here. We have lapis, quartz, the synthetics, honey bottles. This is all redstone. This is all redstone to make redstone singularities for Infinity Expansion 2. I'll talk more about that in a minute. Nether stars, blaze rods, so on. I think carbonatos are down here. So there's a ton of resources here. If you remember, the sheer amount of garden cloches we had was somewhere in the neighborhood of around 800. I'm down to 60, and about half are glass. At some point, the goal is to use Slimefun to get the Glass Supreme generator so that I can remove 30 of these. Again, the most amount of resources, who cares what it costs? I want the fastest, highest production. And that's why I've gone through Supreme's tech generators and gotten rid of Infinity Expansion quarries. Just to give you an idea, how many quarries did I pull out of the system? 112. That's how many Infinity Expansion quarries. Now, I know there are bases and people that have more. That's what I had in this particular setup. I was using multiple add-ons for the same purpose, and I decided to go with the best. So you say, well, how is Supreme better than a quarry producing 64 every time it fires? Is because statistically, on average, it only fires 5 times per minute with the default settings. So in other words, I make 5 stacks per minute. When a tech gen is maxed out, it produces 9 stacks every 78 seconds, 78 and a half seconds. So it's more productive again, and it is kind of expensive and it takes time, right? An average day, I probably generate 8 to 9 level 9 stacks of robot. I'm sorry, 8 to 9 stacks of 32. So 4 to 4.5 stacks of 64 of the level 9 robots. So it's taking time, but I'm willing to put that time in because again, it's all about end game setups. Yes, I still have more work to do, so ignore the crazy guy in the storage unit. You can see this is my core and Cetrus builds, compacted quite a bit compared to what it used to be, much more efficient. There's still room, I could pack it even more. I'm not overly concerned about that today. All right, some other major changes. You can see a lot of the autocrafters have been turned off and the generating item removed, simply because they were duplicate or the Supreme has replaced their production. There will be more coming off this wall, as well as some more being added. This whole area has probably seen about 300 to 400 machines pulled out of here so far. More will be coming. For example, in the ore grinder, I'm taking nether wart to make end lumps. I know it flashed on the screen super fast for you there, or magical lumps. But there's another machine in Supreme, I believe it's the Forge. I could be wrong. Don't hold me on the name of the machine, but it produces a lot faster, but it costs twice as many resources to get 4 times the breakdown. So to me, it's still a win. It's faster, it produces more. So, and I can use less machines to do the same thing. This whole section had well over 2,000 machines, including the tech generators. I'm down to about 250 now. And all those 2,000 machines, almost all of them had pushers and grabbers. Most of these just have grabbers, with the exception of a few of these over here. These are all grabbers. The material MMC materializers are grabbers. I don't know. Oh, this is uranium extractor. Yeah, I got quite a few of those going too. But anyways, you can see Supreme's data cards. I can make almost all the core materials that I was using tons of autocrafters and smelteries for that were much slower. So that's been a big thing. I've got it down from 40,000 to 25,000 blocks just on my base here. Network tower is still here. Now, I have 4 primary purposes of what I'm trying to do. Number one is to finish the farm of tech mutation chambers so that I can produce a cloner every 60 seconds. So number 2 then would be to fill all of these tech generators with those cloners so that they all have 2 stacks of 32. Number 3 will be to continue to reduce any and all machines down as minimal as possible, to have the absolute minimum number of machines still able to produce as much or more than what I'm producing today. And finally, number 4, at least today, will be to finish chronicling the remaining 400 items I have left in Christomea Astoria. I haven't done much with this lately because I've been so focused on everything else. I would say at this point that it's probably going to be the end of the year at the rate I'm going to have all, no, probably not that long, but it will take a while. An average day, I'm probably producing 300 level 9 cloner robots. So it'll take a couple of months yet to finish. I may have more tech gens being added. There'll be different machines combined within here to go to faster levels and tiers. And some of them may switch to EMC. Some of them might come out altogether because I won't ever need them again. Like, for example, the runs from Core Slimefun. I'm sorry, but I don't think I'm going to need 4,000 fire runs ever. Right? So some of those machines may stop and I'll just use those as I need them. But those are the kind of the plans and the updates. Now, I did say, so the next video I'll probably work on will be Infinity Expansion 2, doing a tutorial. It's not done. It has not been put out an official release. However, I know a number of servers are starting to use it because, 1, Infinity Expansion itself will never be updated. It's been abandoned for many, many years. And 2, YBW, first of all, to you, man, you're phenomenal. Hands off. This guy, guys, I'm telling you, is one of the strongest devs on the team. Not only does he work on the English forks in the add-ons, or English parts of the add-ons in Core Slimefun, he also helps to maintain with the team for the Chinese fork as well. He has a number of personal add-ons, a ton of the old add-ons he updated, along with other add-on devs along the way. But he's been the big dog lately. He's been working really hard on a lot. I know he's working to finish off Infinity Expansion as he's able to. But he's done a phenomenal job. He's added some new machines in there, some extra layers of machines to really make it a much more robust add-on. And he's maximized, the impact on the server. He's just done a tremendous job. As far as Core Slimefun, and I know a lot of people come on and you're like, when's it going to support 121? Well, first and foremost, it's been supporting 121 since March. There's not an actual dev release, but that doesn't mean it doesn't support Slimefun. The dev release version 2 supports all the way up through 121.8. There are 3 known issues. There are PRs that have been submitted. The question is, does the core team have the time to continuously update? Forgive me, I'm drinking my Diet Coke. I can't tell you much more. I will tell you there is a very large team of people who have been talking repeatedly over months to try to figure out what's the best way to go. Do we continue working on what's being done now? A lot of systems need complete rewrites because the code is so old. It's not that it's bad code, it's just old code. And there are much more efficient ways today to do a lot of those things. But so many of the core pieces need updating. One question is, do we stop and write it from scratch? Another question is, do we continue and piecemeal it as devs are able and have time to do it, or does it come to an end? And I can't tell you what's going on yet. Busy Biscuit actually got the original Busy Biscuit, who was the original author of Slimefun, is involved. He's part of the team where there's a lot of questions that have been asked, a lot of great conversations, what the future will be. I believe he's been recovering. He's had some health conditions that he's had to deal with, and he's been recovering. When he's able and ready to, he will provide an update to the community about the future of Slimefun and what's going to happen. I don't know when that's going to be. Please don't ask. I can't give you a date or a time frame. I don't know his exact situation and what's going on, but he will be addressing the future of Slimefun at some point here. So for now, keep playing it, keep having fun, enjoy the time. I appreciate you guys hanging out with me today. What time it is, I don't know, but I'm happy to be with you again. I'm not going to promise that I'm going to do hundreds of videos a week, but I will when I'm able to. I do want to continue to go through the add-ons and create tutorials no matter what the future of Core Slimefun will be. I'm going to continue in this world until I've done everything I think I can possibly do on every single add-on, and then I'll start over from scratch. In the meantime, guys, have a great night. Thanks for watching. Don't forget, when you're playing Slimefun, gotta go boomer, or you gotta go home. We'll see you later.